Hey guys, Coach Rachel and Derek here from Sustainable Secrets Academy. Today we're going to be talking to you about 5 critical mistakes that will cause weight regain.
All right, so number 1 is trying to follow a plan that you don't enjoy. So if you're relying on a plan that you hate and that willpower required to follow it, that's not going to be a sustainable strategy. It might work for 6 weeks, it might work for 8 weeks, but it's like we have an elastic band and you're pulling it back with willpower, and then you reach the end of the program and you let go and it slingshots back the other way into weight regain. We need to find something you enjoy, and a critical part of our coaching process is to make sure that you are actually enjoying what you're doing, that we find those unique fits for you that really give you the enjoyment and the results that you want.
And that brings us to our second point too, expecting perfection. If you're setting the standard for yourself every single day to be perfect, chances are it's going to be really hard to sustain and will cause you to rebound when conditions aren't perfect. So instead of beating yourself up on the days that you're not doing so well or you slip up here and there, give yourself a more realistic mindset around how your day will go and set the bare minimum for the minimal effective dose that you can do to still progress forwards.
Mistake number 3 is thinking in a diet mindset rather than in a training wheels mindset. What we mean by this is basically when you look at your nutrition plan, we want to be looking at it as training wheels for how to ride the bike of sustainable health and fitness over the long term, rather than a diet that you follow, get some results, and then go back to normal life. So if we think of it as training wheels, it's basically an educational tool for us to see the composition of a diet that works for us to get the results we want, and then we want to go maybe 10%, 20% more relaxed than that to maintain the results.
Another one is focusing too much on the physical result instead of the intrinsic benefits that come with making this transformation. If you are focused on how you look or how your pants are fitting or what the scale says, you're never really going to be happy with where you're progressing because there's so many factors that can mask your progress. So if you're retaining water, if you're bloated, maybe you're backed up and you haven't gone number 2 in a few days. If you're too focused on that, you're going to be really disappointed and feel discouraged.
Basically, we're focusing on the benefits that happen no matter whether you see results or not. So if you are feeling good from your workouts, if you enjoy the shower after your workout, if you are noticing that you have a better mood, that's going to keep you motivated even when you're in a plateau, even when you're struggling with maintenance or when you don't have that high motivation because something in your life is going on. If you have those intrinsic benefits as your default source of motivation, you'll keep going no matter what, and that's what we need for sustainable results, because results-based motivation will fizzle out over time, whereas the intrinsic motivation will stay with you for the rest of your life.
And mistake number 5 is not setting yourself up with systems for success. So if you are not setting up your social environment properly, if you don't even have a workout space at home, maybe you don't even know what's happening in your calendar and you're not organized in that sense, if you are not paying attention to what's around you and making sure you have systems for each part, it's going to be real easy to fall off track and become overwhelmed.
There's a quote that says, we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems, and that's the mindset we want to have. If there's not a system in place, when motivation fades, when life gets chaotic, you will drift away from your goals, and this is, again, one of our crucial mistakes that we see that throw so many people off track.
So obviously there are other factors that can cause weight regain, and some of them are probably out of your control, but if you can avoid these 5 mistakes, then you're far more likely to succeed.